Well, today's topic is going to be leads are a deck of cards. And I really want to talk a little bit about mindset and a little bit about what it means to run 20 leads a week and how we get in our own head sometimes and how we need to not take any particular lead too seriously, okay? Now, if you guys have been in the field or if you're going to be in the field, you'll know that the mindset, the head games, they start to play with you. You know, you're out there. Let's say you go through your first 5 leads and nobody's home, or 3 of them told you they weren't interested. And, you know, you start to think, man, maybe the leads Tony's giving me are just junk, man. Maybe he's given, you know, someone else all the leads, you know. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, Glengarry Glen Ross, but, you know, they always want the best leads, and the leads are all the same in the end. It's the closers that are different, okay? The closers are different. Guys, I have gone through a zip code before and written some of my biggest weeks ever. I'll go through the west side of Columbus, for instance, and write 10 grand. I'll be like, man, I can't wait to get back to the west side. Next time I go through the west side, I get my butt kicked. Absolutely nothing. I'm struggling to get 3 grand for the week. I mean, I can barely survive. I'm like, what happened? I don't know, man. The way the cards fell. You know, I'm not going to give you some perfect science today to how leads work. What I can tell you is leads work if you work them, and you cannot get too worked up. So, see, agents are like, man, leads are $30+ a piece, and they get freaked out about it. Like, man, I just lost $30 because Mrs. Johnson wasn't home. They're looking at it wrong. I want you to stop looking at leads as $30 a piece. Here's the way you look at leads. Leads are the cost of doing business. If you owned a McDonald's franchise right now, you went out and spent, you know, $1 million and bought a McDonald's franchise, okay? What do you got to do week 1? You got to buy supplies, man. You got to buy burgers. You got to buy, you know, the buns. You got to buy the ketchup, the mustard, everything you're going to need to sell. It's going to cost probably hundreds of thousands of dollars weekly with the volume of McDonald's would run, okay, before you even make money. So there's all this inventory you got to put out there, all this money, all this preparation. See, the owner of a McDonald's doesn't get worked up about that because he's like, look, we'll sell some of it's going to go to waste. Some of it, you know, we're going to have to take back because the customer doesn't like the way we made it. They get all of that. The insurance business is no different, okay? Leads are simply a deck of cards, okay? What do we have in a deck of cards? I'm going to focus on, you know, you've got some aces, which, man, you love it when you hit those aces, you know. You love that. You love it when you hit your, you know, your kings, your queens, your jacks. You love those. But every now and again, man, you're going to get a joker, all right? You're going to get a joker. That's the crazy client, you know, who, you know, you're just like, wow, man, that was way different than I expected, okay? It's okay. It's okay because you're going to still hit more aces, more kings, more queens, more jacks than you're ever going to hit jokers, okay? Now listen, in every stack of leads, I want to just tell you this right now, you should be buying 20 per week. Now you say, why 20? Look, I've been doing this business for 11 years, and 20 is the magic number with our type of leads. If I can get on a little tangent here real quick, when I got in the business, I had to have far more than 20 leads because the leads we were working were not quality. Sometimes agencies will say, hey, look, we got $15 leads. You're getting what you pay for. It's because they're offering to give away free gifts. You know, they're offering to give away a free gift card. You know, they're making the agent pay, you know, all this extra money for these gift cards. I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff. Don't fall for the gimmicks. That's totally off topic, but it's worth mentioning, guys. Our leads are superior. It's why you only need 20, not 30 or 40 or 50 per week. I remember my first company, I had a guy over in Pennsylvania I was training. Man, if he didn't get at least 50 leads a week, he's like, I don't think I can make it. I'm like, 50 leads? Holy cow. You know, it was because the quality was so low. Nobody wanted to buy insurance. They just wanted their free gift when you showed up. Guys, we've got leads that people are looking for coverage. Remember that when you're out there, okay? But 20 is the magic number, okay? Out of those 20, 4 of them should be fairly easy. I mean, you show up, I've been waiting for somebody, I'm so glad you're here, I need life insurance, okay? Hopefully they have a bank account and you can get those deals done. All right, those 4, I'm just telling you, just going to work, you're going to get 4 for the most part. 4 of them you will not close. You might say, well, Tom, that's negative. No, I'm just being real. Look, I'm not a BSer. I'm going to give you the numbers exactly as I see them. All right, 4 of them, I don't care if it's you or me or the greatest closer on earth, you're not going to close them. They're impossible to close. However, that leaves 12. And those 12, that's going to depend on how good you are at your job, how good you are at convincing, how good you are at selling, how good you are at blowing up your coverage, making it the greatest thing that ever happened since sliced bread. Some of you are out there are pretty good, okay? But we can always get better. So always be paying attention to your presentation and what you can do. But 20 is the magic number. Sometimes when we get out there and the first 10 leads we've gone through are really rough, man, it's difficult. You start thinking, man, this is a rough area, rough zip code. I want to encourage you to stick with it. Don't take it personal. Don't let it get in your head. We got to fight our own head games in this business. That's why we get paid so much, because we're fighting our own personal battle all the time. I remember many times wondering, man, have I forgot how to sell? The week before I crushed it. I go out the next week and it's like I can't get anybody to buy. It wasn't anything I was doing. It was just the way the cards fell that week. Now, what did I do? I stuck with it. Ended up finishing my week over 4,500 like I almost always do. Why is that so important? Look, it takes 20 leads to get 4,500 a week. So that's why we get 20. If you buy less than 20, you're going to get less than 4,500 on average. You might say, well, Tone, I had a week where I only got 10 and I did 5,000. Okay, every now and again, that's going to happen. That doesn't mean that's consistent. Again, what you need is consistent behavior in our business. You know what takes most agents out of this business? It's inconsistency. It's the $10,000 a week and then taking off for 2 weeks and then another $10,000 and then they go broke because they get a few chargebacks. I could say one thing to you, going down another tangent here. Stay focused on doing consistent level production as much as possible. Don't skip weeks. Don't have a roller coaster ride. You can control your own destiny. You're going to have a certain amount of chargebacks and things, so just focus on hitting those numbers every week consistently. All right? But leads are a deck of cards. Guys, I promise you, if you're dealing with a bunch of jokers, you're quickly going to get through those and get into the people who want to buy, okay? It's going to happen. Each and every week, we get on our conference calls in the morning, and we hear from a producer who went out and crushed it the day before. And we're like whooping and hollering, and man, great job, and high-fiving, and you're killing it out there. But I don't think we spend enough time talking about maybe what the agent went through. They went out there all day, and maybe they started at, 9 in the morning and started banging on doors, and nobody was home, and then somebody called and canceled, and then they didn't get any deals, and then about 6 o'clock in the evening, they finally caught a husband and wife for, $2,000 in premium. But the only reason that happened was because lesser agents would have quit, and they kept going when other people wouldn't have. See, that's what it takes, that tenacity, that refusal to be denied. Guys, you've got to hate zeros in this business. I'm just telling you, you got to take it personal. Tony Sax is angry at himself when he drives home with a 0. Now, if I put in 100% effort and I gave it everything I had and I went until I couldn't go anymore and I got a 0, then that is what it is. And it just happened. That's pretty rare. More times than not, when I feel like going home, I keep pressing and pressing and pressing. You know what happens? Eventually I catch somebody, and man, the day, just when you're driving home and you've caught that $400 premium at the end of the day, and it's 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you still made great money, more than most Americans make, but it took you all day. That's the difference in the greats and the average. The average goes home early. The great says, I haven't hit anything yet. I haven't hit my goal yet. They've got dreams and vision. Look, the leads will provide, I promise you, but you've got to work them. You've got to go until you can't go anymore. You've got to decide, I'm going to squeeze something out of this. I will get some money out of these leads. I had a lady one time who just kept playing games with me, just kept, well, come over next time. Come over next week. Oh, it's not a good week. Eventually, I just pushed. I said, we got to do this now. She said, okay. And I got the deal done. Guys, a lot of times it's not the leads, it's our technique. We've got to push to get in the door. Yes, the leads are a deck of cards, but you also have to know how to handle those cards. I think I've told you this story before, but I want to mention it again. Had a lady one time, and I instructed, back in the day, I used to set a lot of appointments, and I told my appointment setter not to call me if they got a call back on someone who said they were wanting to cancel the appointment with me. I said, don't call me. And I can tell them genuinely at the door that my office never told me not to come over. So I'd set the appointment, or they'd set the appointments, and I'd go out there, and I had a lady in Ohio, out by Cincinnati. I think it was Oxford, Ohio, actually. And she said, when I got there, she's like, I called and told them that I didn't need you to come over today. I was feeling sick. And she was a little ill, but not bad enough we couldn't talk. I said, well, I'm here now. Can I come in? And she said, yeah, come on in. So I went in. She said she was feeling a little bad, but she was fine. Found out she had an AARP policy, and we were able to put her in a new forester's plan and get her out of the term and into whole life. And guys, it was a $90 premium. I remember it like it was yesterday. $90 replacement. It took me a couple hours to get it done. Thing is, though, had I not been tenacious with my attitude, saying, look, don't call me, don't tell me if they're canceling. My attitude is I'm going to present today. Agents who are like, oh, let me come back next week. Now, there are times, guys, but more times than not, they're excuses. I think I would have ever gotten back there. No, probably not. I've got other leads to see next week. You got to get it today. So it also comes down to how you handle those cards each week. That's a little over $1,000 of my AP, 1/4 of my production for the week on that one deal. I want to encourage, listen, there's a reason why some people get $2,000 in a week and some get $5,000 every week. It's this tenacious attitude of how they're going to handle their leads. So leads are a deck of cards, okay? Guys, you're going to find the aces, the kings, the queens, the jacks. All right? Don't take them too serious. I want to spend a little more time on that real quick. So I was mentioning McDonald's earlier, and when you buy your leads each week, you're spending more money a lot of times than probably most folks make in a week, and that scares and intimidates some people. Let's say you can take $600-700 and convert it into $3,000 of take-home commission. That's what we do every single week. We go out and we take $600-700 and convert it into $3,000 of take-home commission. All right? That's your focus. Don't look at the leads each week like one individual lead. Oh, I didn't get to 2 or 3 of those. Don't look at that. Okay? It doesn't matter if you didn't get. See, all you care about is, you know what? Tony's going to go ahead and get me another 20 leads this week. And you know what? If I can throw some of last week's into this week's and hit them again, I will. But the only thing that matters is that you go and see your 20 leads a week, and you write 4,500, and the next week you get another 20, and you write another 4,500. I promise you that is the key to success in our business. It was something I was taught a long time ago by my mentor. It's something that I feel is still the secret sauce as I look around at other agencies and what others are doing, and I see that most of our agents make it, and 99% of the rest of the industry fails in the first 3 months of business because they don't have the same system or they're not willing to work that system. Guys, I know we're doing something right, okay? So don't look at the leads like a cost. Look at them as a way to do business, okay? That stack of leads, that 20 as a whole, provided me $4,500 in commission. Then the next week, the next stack of 20 provided me another. And you'll start to build a lead inventory that you can go back on, and we don't have time to get into all that today. But guys, leads are something that people get all worked up about. And I want to encourage you to always put your leads first. Fortunately, we don't ask you guys to front 4, 5, 6 weeks of leads when you're onboarding with us. The company finances those for you. Something also that very few companies are willing to do. But I'll tell you, when I got started in this business, we had to finance our own leads. And I'd be spending, six, seven, actually back then it was about $1,200 in Columbus because Columbus had such a low response. And so I'd be spending all this money, $1,000 to $1,200 every single week. And about 5, 6 weeks later, I'd start getting leads back. And if you stopped your order and said, man, I need to pay some bills, and you stopped buying your leads, well, then you knew 3, 4, 5 weeks from now, you were not going to have anything to do because the leads would stop coming in. It would have a domino effect down the road. It's very important. And so, again, it's the same thing, probably not quite as severe because, again, the company bolsters that for you. But, guys, put your leads first. You always need leads to go to work. The worst thing you can be doing is sitting home wondering, man, I need some leads, and you can't. Leads are the ability for you to go out and generate wealth. Leads are everything. I'd have a very hard time in this business without leads. I could make it, but I have a hard time without that. So I want to encourage you, if you're listening today and you're thinking about joining us, don't do what a lot of people do. A lot of people say, man, I love the culture you have at NSC. I love what you guys are doing, man. You're a fun group to be around. Man, I see so many people making 6 figures and really changing their lives, driving better, wearing better, okay, eating better, all the things that you do when you make more money, right? But then people try to come in and they try to say, well, I'm going to do it with 5 leads a week. Or, can I do it without leads? It just doesn't work. Or they won't get on conference calls and do all the things. Listen, if you want to do this, hit the ground running and do it the way we teach. Give it everything do it our way for 2 or 3 months, and then tell me I'm wrong. I promise you. You'll thank me later, okay? Leads are the lifeblood of the business. Don't take them too seriously when you're out there. Again, you're going to see some jokers, but guys, you're looking for those aces, and you're looking for 4,500 every single week out of your 20 leads. Appreciate you listening today.